Hello everyone, this is my very first movie review on this channel, so please let me know what you think about it at the very end of the video. Anyway, we'll just dive right into it. Amidst the superhero and horror movies that have come out this month, there seems to be one action comedy that managed to sneak its way into the lineup. This movie, of course, being The Naked Gun, which stars Liam Neeson, who plays a goofy detective, and Pamela Anderson, which is his partner in crime. Now, the movie is about Frank Drebin Jr., who is played by Liam Neeson, and he's the son of the main character from the original Naked Gun trilogy. I will say you do not need to watch the previous trilogy at all to enjoy this movie. I think it did just fine as a standalone movie. So if you haven't watched the first three, don't worry about it. This one is plenty fine just to watch on its own. Anyway, Frank is a member of Police Squad, which is shutting down because he keeps getting the department in trouble for handling things illegally. He's kind of just rogue most of the time. He just kind of does shit however he wants to do it. So he's in big doo-doo trouble for that. The overall plot of this movie honestly just reminded me of Kingsman: The Secret Service because of the main villain. The main villain was very, very similar to Valentine in the first Kingsman film, where his main goal is to just create this device that makes people very, very violent and trigger it through some type of signal wavelength, however that affects the brain. And while this is going on and people are killing each other all over the world, he just plans on hiding off in this bunker with the elite few that he deems relevant in a new world. Like anyone who he thinks is of high society or deserves to live, he'll keep them safe in his bunker while everyone else just kills each other. So pretty much the exact same thing that Valentine does in the first Kingsman movie. Now, I will say this movie is not nearly as serious as Kingsman, and it even strays from the plot a couple times. The most notable example is when Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson's characters go on like this mini weekend honeymoon. One of the activities that they decide to do, I will be getting into spoilers, so if you don't want any spoilers, then now's a good time to click off because I'm going to be getting into spoilers for sure. One of the things they decide to do is to basically make a deal with the devil in a way where they make some spirit take over this snowman that they created at this little winter cabin that they're deciding to have this honeymoon. Uh, Now, they are doing some very suggestive things with this snowman, and the snowman finally gets pissed at them because they boot him out of the threesome. So they end up just having their own classic twosome, and they kick the snowman out of it. Well, the snowman doesn't take too kindly to this. He gets jealous and tries to kill him, so they have to kill that snowman, which is just a complete fucking crazy side plot. But it was pretty goofy. I liked it. It was entirely unnecessary, but it kind of just went with the rest of the show because the entire show was unnecessary. So I enjoyed it. I thought that scene was really funny, but again, completely unnecessary. But I liked the unseriousness of this film. All right, so the humor in this movie, I'd say, is very hit or miss. Now, I did find myself giggling pretty consistently throughout the entire film because of the way that they do their play on words, the bits. Like, there's this coffee bit where they're always handing him a cup of coffee, and like, no matter what he's doing, like, he's driving and someone will reach their hand through the window of his car and give them a cup of coffee. And then just their use of like misunderstandings was just amazing. It was really, really funny. The wordplay was incredible and something I feel like not many movies are willing to play with today. Like just the way they joke, like it's very dry. And I did think it was fairly unique just because a lot of movies aren't willing to go that route today. So it was a very unique experience because of that. Now I can say that even though every joke didn't land, there will be someone that finds it funny just because that's just how it is. Everyone's humor is different. So for the guy that's there not laughing at a single joke, there'll be a dude laughing at everything, which is exactly how my experience went watching this in the theater. So there was one guy sitting relatively close to us, and another guy sitting like way down in the front. Well, this guy down in the front laughed at just about every single joke in the film. which honestly made some of the weaker jokes hit a little harder just because it was funny hearing someone else laugh at them. But there was another guy sitting closer to us that didn't laugh at a single joke. Like this guy, I don't think he even smiled at the big screen one time. Because I saw no physical reaction out of this guy at all. But honestly, seeing those two ends of the spectrum for this movie made the experience a little bit better for me overall. And I did think it was funny. Overall, the movie was hilarious. I enjoyed it. The wordplay was great. One joke that's in the trailer that just absolutely did not land at all in the actual movie, and I think it's because it's basically just joke vomit, was the manslaughter, man's laughter joke that they have at one point in like in the police squad building. Yeah, that joke did not land at all. I saw some people in the trailer comments talking about how they thought that joke was hilarious and kind of paid homage almost to the original trilogy. But yeah, no, that joke kind of sucked. It did not land at all in the movies, so it was an interesting thing to see what jokes got a laugh out of people and what jokes just absolutely did not hit whatsoever. Um, I think one of my biggest complaints with this movie is I wish there was a little more action. The very opening scene, like the starting sequence almost, uh, which they tease a lot in one of the trailers, is him going into this bank dressed up like a little girl, and he literally just like unzips himself, and he's a it's himself. It's just Liam Neeson. But like you'd never be able to tell because he just skips on in with his jumbo comically sized lollipop, and then unzips himself whenever he's approached by one of the goons in the bank. I would have loved to see something else like that, like another disguise scene where he's dressed up as someone and then just literally unzips his entire body and then just outsteps Liam Neeson. I thought that would have been hilarious. Unfortunately, they only did it once, and I don't feel like any of the action scenes after that beginning scene were nearly as good as that opening bank heist that happened. Uh, so I think that they could have done with another somewhat similar scene like that just because I think it landed really well and I think it would have been really funny to see. All right, so overall, I think the humor was great, even though I felt like it was joke vomit at times where they just rambled off jokes as often as possible, just hoping to God one of them would land. Uh, Now, I do think that the amount of good jokes outweighs the bad jokes. So at the end of the day, you walk out feeling like you did watch a good, funny movie. Um, and also, even though the amount of action in the movie was fine, again, I would have loved to have seen more, especially like the disguise scene, just because the unmasking was just so stupid and so corny, but it was hilarious. Uh, Also, another thing about that opening scene in the bank is it really feels like you don't mess with the Zohan, which is just a really stupid Adam Sandler movie. But the fighting in it is just so goofy, and it reminded me so much of that. So I would have loved to have seen more of that, but unfortunately, we just pretty much got the one scene. There were some other funny fight scenes, but nothing seemed to top that opening scene for me, unfortunately. All right, I'm going to rank this movie a little differently than your typical 1 to 10 scale here, and I'm going to give it 5 out of 12 eggs, which falls just short of half a dozen. It was an enjoyable watch. I had a good time. I just don't see myself watching it again anytime soon. I might have to go back and watch the original trilogy. I think it was released in like the 80s or 90s. Uh, but it might be a good movie to go back and watch just to see uh, what they're pretty much remaking, if you will. Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, please let me know how you felt in the comments down below. How did you enjoy the movie? And would you like to see me do another review like this in the future? Anyway, have a good one, guys, and eat some eggs.